If Naomi, Osaka and Petra Kvitova advance to final, winner will be number 1. If Kvitova and Karolina Pliskova advance to final, winner will be number 1. If Osaka and Danielle Collins contest final, Osaka is assured of number 1, win or lose. If Pliskova and Collins advance to final, Pliskova must win to become number 1. If Collins beats Pliskova in the final, Osaka is number 1, Kvitova number 2, Pliskova No3 11. Women had a chance to leave Melbourne with the number 1 ranking, but only 3 remain in contention, and they do not include the current number 1, Simona Halep. Osaka's campaign world number 4 and reigning US Open champion, Naomi Osaka, could not only become the youngest WTA number 1 since Caroline Wozniacki, but also, at the age of just 21, the first ever Japanese player, man or woman, to top the rankings. The young star was a convincing winner over number 6 Alina Svitolina, winner of the WTA Finals in Singapore 3 months ago, 6-4, 6-1, as Svitolina struggled with neck and shoulder problems. And that took Osaka past Kvitova on points, which means, if Osaka makes the final and Kvitova does not, the Japanese woman will be assured of number 1. Kvitova's campaign. Kvitova, then, must go one round better than Osaka for a chance of number 1, so at least reach the final. But if Pliskova reaches the final, Kvitova also needs to win to seal number 1. However, on the basis of her form thus far in Australia, Kvitova will not be lacking in confidence. The two-time Wimbledon champion, who was last at a career-high number 2 in 2015 before slipping to 29 in the year that followed the stabbing attack at the end of 2016, has yet to drop more than 5 games in any match. However, she will have faced only one seedie should she make it to the final match, and that was number 15 seed Ashley Barty in the quarter-finals. Collins' campaign. She next takes on unseeded Danielle Collins, who has accounted for 3 seeds, including number 2 Angelique Kerber, and struck back from a set down to beat Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova in 3 sets to make this semi-final. And while she is way off the pace for the number 1 ranking next week, her rise through the tournament has been as impressive as her 3 fellow competitors. Already, the American is looking at a surge of 12 places to 23, and if she beats Kvitova, she will break into the top 20. A year ago, she was at 162 in the world, but should she make a fairy tale run to the title, she will be inside the top 15. Not bad for a woman who had not only failed to win a match at the Australian Open before this year, but had any major in her career. Pliskova's campaign. Almost as impressive in the quarter-finals was the performance of number 7 seed Pliskova, who found herself in the toughest quarter of the draw. She knew that, to reach the semis, she would almost certainly have to beat current number 1 Simona Halep or 7-time champion Serena Williams, but before crossing that bridge, she disposed of a fellow former number 1 Garbine Muguruza for the loss of just 4 games. In such company, few gave the 2016 US Open runner-up much hope of going deeper than her 2 quarter-final finishes in Australia in the last 2 years, but her title run in Brisbane suggested otherwise. Sure enough, she took on Williams with her big-hitting tennis broke early, and took the first set, 6-4. Williams, playing in Melbourne for the first time since winning the title while 2 months pregnant in 2017, hit back from a breakdown in the second set to level things, 6-4, and looked a cert to cruise home when she served for the match at 5-1. But on match point, she was called for a foot fault, turned her ankle, double faulted, and did not win another point on serve, passing up 3 more match points as Pliskova surged to 6 straight games, 7-5. Will the scheduling play a part? The tall Czech afterwards summed up her win over Williams thus: "I was almost in the locker room, but now stand here as the winner." But she also stood with significant strapping to her left knee. Will that become an issue against the fearless Osaka? Time will tell, but also of note is that her match was played second of the 2 quarterfinals, and lasted twice as long as Osaka's. And these 2 women enjoy no day's rest before the semi-finals, unlike the women in the bottom half of the draw. In short, then, the final on Saturday could determine both the title and the number 1 ranking, just as it did a year ago between Halep and Wozniacki. Order of play, Thursday the 24th of January, not before 2 p.m. Petra Kvitova, 8 vs Danielle Collins, 35, not before 3:30 p.m. Karolina Pliskova, 7, vs Naomi Osaka, 4, Saturday the 26th of January, NB Australia Day, 7:30 p.m. Women's Final.